I think, well, it is an extremely complex issue, and Transform is trying to pick out one of the possible factors as part of a solution. It's an interesting approach, but it's also very challenging. Especially in the communications, I feel it's challenging because very often you get the question, so what about this and what about that? And we're not looking at right now. But it's only a start on a solution. It's one factor we're looking at. I think what is actually quite interesting right now in the work that we're doing is to see the specific differences between the countries and the challenges and what we can learn from each other already now. And I mean, that's easy for me to say, just as you mentioned. We can actually look south, and that might be a glimpse into our future. And the problems that France, for example, is sitting with today, that might be our problems of tomorrow. But at the same time, it also can give us an impression on what is France doing today. Can that be part of our solution for tomorrow? So I see it as an advantage right now to sit further north, because the impact is actually a bit lower. But what I feel to see is that, like, yes, we have increases in all the challenges. But I feel like in the further south you come, they are proportionally higher. It's not a linear development, it's an exponential towards the south. And we need to be smart about using that where we can.
But I think if we do it well together, and that's our job with the researchers, the tools that Transform is looking to develop, and it's still very early days, could be very useful in helping inform conversations on farm. They won't tell answers, nothing can tell answers on a farm, it's for a farmer to make decisions. But it would help farmers understand not just the challenges, but also the opportunities, because actually some of these things, even the really big changes, will be opportunities for farmers, and if they choose them right and invest correctly, they can not just survive but flourish. It's not that farming stops working in the Mediterranean, it's just it works differently. And so we will need to, for me, Transform is that, it's about transforming not just our rotations but our ways of thinking about sequences, and also about how we handle and share data and make that work better.
I think what I also see of that project is that we are trying to work on a system. It's not just about the rotations, but when you question the rotations, you question a lot of different factors and elements which highlight the difficulties to deal with the farming system in general, and particularly in the time of climate change. So what I see with the project is it's an opportunity to work on, I don't know if it's called me, but transversality, like work across different topics and elements, starting with the rotations, but overall questioning what lays in the hands of the farmers and what lays also in the hands of other actors around the farmers. Because I think that's also a clue to see that it's not one factor it's depending on many factors. So it's complex, but it's really interesting to have a project which helps you work on that and try and find tools for the farmers and for the other actors working with the farmers. Because I think this is definitely a topic that, is going across any other topic that we'll have to deal with. Be it the varieties or the water quality, the water quantity, everything is impacted by climate change. So,
And I think we three are some of the what we call demonstration regions in the project. We're trying some things out, we're getting some things wrong, we're getting some things right, but hopefully what we'll do is we'll give by the end of the project some ways of thinking which will help people like us in other regions go through this process, hopefully more simply because of some of the enjoyment and pain that we've been through to kind of think about these things together with the scientists, and hopefully that the idea that and even inside the project there are replication regions where these things will be tried later to just show how much easier it could be for people to come together, and that's different in different regions because of the different structures and the different policies, but actually some of the principles are the same enough to mean that the processes and the tools that can support them should enable us to transform not just the rotations but actually farming systems, but also the interaction between perhaps science and farmers, between the markets and farmers and so on as part of the project.